Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks so much for coming back to Remy Be Real. I'm Remy. Hope you're doing fantastic whenever and wherever you're tuning in. So much to update on. I know I was just out and about running to the grocery store. I've never been so happy to be running errands. I'm driving my car again. I am out of the sling. So there's a lot to say about the shoulder recovery. Lots to do, but admittedly, had to take a little time off for the holidays to, one, first and foremost, actually do the healing and recovering and not just trying to power through everything. Surgery is no joke. So let me give myself a little space to actually recover. And as I said, it was the holidays. It's a busy time for everyone. Hope you've enjoyed your Hanukkah, Kwanzaa, Christmas, whatever. I was taking that time out to be present in the moment, and now I feel like I can get back to recording. We will update you on all that other stuff, but today we are talking about the beer mile, which is happening tomorrow. And you may have clicked onto this asking, what the heck is the beer mile? And some of you, follow-up question, aren't you a little too old to be running a beer mile? And I'll address that second question first, actually, because as it turns out, the world record holders, that's right, this is an official event, the world record holders of the beer mile are in their mid to late 30s. Hey friends, future Remy here with a quick interjection. It's late, trying to cut this and get it out ASAP. I've also been sampling what I'll be drinking tomorrow, and it is strong, but there was a little bit of inaccuracy. Turns out that the male beer mile record holder at the time of doing it is in fact 28, Canadian male and American female from Oregon. I couldn't pin down her exact age, and honestly, I'm not gonna go down that rabbit hole and try to find it out, but she looks to also be late 20s, early 30s. So fine, but we're gonna do it anyway. I'm pushing 40. I'm gonna run a beer mile. You should try it out too. Back to the video. So no, you're not too old. You can take it as competitively or as casually as you like, but I do recommend, if you're even a little bit curious, visit beermile.com. That has all the official rules and qualifications to certify your event as an official beer mile attempt, and all the world record standings and things like that. Now, the first question, what is it? Pretty simple. You're gonna run and you're gonna drink. Specifically, you're gonna run a mile, and for each quarter mile, you need to have completed one beer. Now, I will be honest, I am taking some liberties with the official rules because this is not an official sanctioned event. I want to give folks the option to have a little fun with this, take it casually, but if you also really want to push yourself, go for it. But, this is really about exposure to the event, having fun, and coming together. But back to what the beer mile actually is. So you are going to run 4 laps around the track. For each lap, you need to complete 1 beer. Now, the official rules on this side will say those beers need to, 1, be at least 12 ounces, and 2, they need to be at least 5% ABV. Now, this is where we're taking some of those liberties, because again, we're doing this at 10 in the morning. I want to give folks the option that, if you don't want to go completely hammer time, we'll have some non-alcoholic options. We'll have some slightly less potent beers. And some of those beers are also going to be whole pints. Quick conversion for you. A standard can is 12 ounces, whereas a pint is 16 ounces. Do the math and you decide which one you want to go with. For those who will be here in person at the track with us, the beer is sponsored by Break Rock Beer Company. That is a new brewery out of Quincy, Massachusetts. Shout out to that local flavor. And I cannot wait to share that with those who are going to try it out. And I'll encourage you to see if you can get some at your local supplier, but it's pretty good. We'll have two of their different beers. One of them is slightly under the 5% at a 4.7, and then another one that is well above at a 7.4. Again, you can have as much fun with it as you want or take it as ultra seriously as you want, but we're leaning towards the fun side, also with a non-alcoholic option, because really what makes it difficult is not only all the fluid, but the carbonation. So, with that, the official rules also state that, if you puke, there is a penalty. If you at any point bring that beer back up, you need to run a penalty lap. And there are so many more in the official rules and regulations. And, you don't necessarily have to be at a track, but it helps if you want to run out and back, as I've done in the past, from the front door out a quarter mile with a table set up there, drink the next beer, come back, here's the next one, back and forth. That works too. I've seen folks, and this is tough, to take a bottle with you and measure out to drink the amounts that they're gonna have well measured and do that along the way. That also works. No shade. But for the official, it needs to be at a track, it needs to be 12 ounces minimum, it needs to be 5%, and so on and so forth. Definitely check out all the rules. They've got plenty of videos. It's super entertaining. Now, I have done these a couple of times before, so I guess I'm a beer mile veteran. And the very first time was the 4th of July beer mile. That was so much fun that I couldn't not find a way to make that a regular event. So the New Year's Eve beer mile was born. That is my neighbor's tractor. Okay, so the new and that gave birth to my New Year's Eve beer mile. It doesn't have to be, you can do it whenever you like, but we've got a couple of folks joining virtually. We've got a couple of folks joining in person, and I am so looking forward to it. But you let me know, are you beer mile curious? Have you run a beer mile? And there are different variations of these kind of things, like the pub crawls, or one of the other things we have here on Newberry Street in Boston is the Santa Speedo Run, which we'll talk about that another time, but it's exactly what it sounds like. Santa hats, Speedos, run, and they're drinking beers along the way. It is a hoot. But that's all we're gonna have for today. We're gonna go back and start prepping for that beer mile and entertaining, which probably means I'm gonna practice. I gotta put in a couple of reps because I don't usually drink that frequently, so I gotta make sure I can handle the bubbles, I can handle the ABV. And do tune in, as we will bring that one. Hopefully that is the next video you see. Hopefully I can get it up fast enough so it's available on New Year's Day. We'll see. Till next time, y'all. Thanks for tuning in. It's been real.